Bond pricing and yields. Introduction. Why bond pricing and yields matter? What is a bond? A bond is a loan from an investor to a government, municipality, or corporation. It returns the issuer-maker periodic interest coupon payment and repays the principal at maturity. Bond price fluctuate with the change in the market interest rate. The price equals the present value of all future cash flow, discounted at the current market rate. The bond pricing formula. Equation. 3.1% the value of all future cash flow. Variable definition. PMT, periodic coupon interest payment, $60 in our example. FB, face par value repaid. At maturity, typically $1,000. N, number of periods years until maturity. I, current market interest rate on comparable bonds. PV, current market price of the bond what we sold for. Shortcut using table. Coupon stream is equals to annuity PVAIF. Principal repayment lump sum PVIF. PV is equals to coupon x PVAIF plus principal x PVIF for semi-annual bonds. Divided coupon and rate by 2 multiplied by n by 2. Simple report for bond pricing. Basic facts. Fixed value is $1,000. Fixed interest is $60 every year. Time 3 years. Market rate equals current interest. First, at par. When? Market rate equals 6%, same as bond interest. Meaning, pay same as others. Price is equals exact $1,000. No extra profit, no loss. Second, at discount, $948.62. When market rate is equals 8% higher than 6%, meaning pay less, buy cheaper below $1,000. Rule, market up, price down. Third, at premium, $1,055.56. When market rate equals 4% lower than 6%, meaning pay more, pay extra above $1,000. Rule, market down, price up. Semi-annual, $947.26, meaning interest paid twice a year. Result, price is slightly cheaper than yearly payment. The main rule is bond price, market interest always move opposite. Interest up, price down. Interest down, price up.
These slides explain two ways of computing the value of bond, using interest table and using a financial calculator. On the left side, the bond price is solved manually step by step using formulas and interest table values, resulting in about $948. On the right side, the same computation is done using a financial calculator by entering the years, interest rate, coupon payment, and face value. The calculator quickly gives the bond price and showing that is faster and more convenient for real-life competitors. And the next slide explains the relationship between interest rate and the bond prices. They are inversely related, which means the interest rate rise, bond prices fall. This happens because existing bonds become less attractive compared to the new bonds with higher interest rate. On the other hand, when interest rates falls, bond prices rise because existing bonds become more valuable and attractive to investors.
So, I will discuss the two important topics in bond pricing yield, which is the interest rate risk and current yield. This concept helps investors understand how bonds earn return and how bonds prices react to change in interest rates. First, let us talk about interest rate risk, term to maturity. So this topic explains the longer-term bonds are more sensitive to changes in market interest rates compared to shorter terms bonds. In the graph, we can see the comparison between a 10-year bond and a 20-year bond. So, when the market interest rates increase, bond prices decrease. For example, at a 12% market rate, the 10-year bond falls to $774, while the 20-year bond drops even lower to $701. This means the longer-term bond experience a bigger loss. In the other hand, when market interest rates decrease, bond price increase. At a 5% market rate, the 10-year bond rises to $1,232, while the 20-year bond increases to $1,374. Again, the longer-term bond shows a bigger change in price. This tells us that longer-term bonds have greater price sensitivity. They can provide larger gain when interest rates fall, but they can also create larger losses when interest rates rise. This is why investors must consider the maturity period before investing in bonds. Another important point is that bond price eventually move closer to their par value as they approach maturity. This means temporary price change caused by market interest rates are corrected over time. Now, let's move to bond yields. Current yield or CY. Current yield measures the annual income return of a bond based on its current market price. The formula is current yield is equals to annual interest payment divided by price of the bond. For example, a 6% coupon bond pays $60 annual interest and it's currently priced at $948.62. The computation is current yield is equals to 60 divided by 948.62 is equals to 6.3%. This means the investor earns a 6.3% annual income based on the bond's current price. Current yield has several strengths. First, it is quick and easy to compute. Second, it shows the annual income as a percentage of the bond's cost. Third, it is useful for income-focused investors such as retirees who want to regular cash flow from investment. However, current yield also has limitation. It ignores capital gain or loss at maturity. It may overstate returns from premium bonds and understate return for discount bonds. That is why investors also use yield to maturity or YTM, which give a more complete measure of return. So, this topic shows that market interest rates greatly affect bonds, price, and returns. Longer-term bonds carry higher interest rate risk, while current yield helps investors measure income return from a bond. Understanding these concepts can help investors make smarter and more informed financial decisions.
So, key takeaways. There are 7 types of key takeaways. Number 1 is bond pricing formula. A bond price is equal to the present value of coupon payments plus the present value of the principal amount. So, this means the value of a bond comes from 2 things: the regular interest payments or coupons and the final amount paid back at maturity. These amounts are discounted using the current market interest rate because money today is worth more than in the future. And the number 2 is market rate and coupon rate. When the market rate is equal to the coupon rate, the bond sells at par. If the market rate is higher, the bond sells at a discount. If lower, it sells at a premium. So this means at par means the bond sells at its original price, and discount means the bond sells lower than face value, and the premium means the bond sells higher than face value. And the number 3 is bond prices and interest rates. Bond prices and interest rates are inversely related. This means when interests go up, bonds prices go down. When interest rates go down, bond prices go up. So why? It's because investors prefer bonds with better returns. Older bonds become less attractive when new bonds offer higher interest. And the number 4 is longer maturity means higher risk. Longer maturity bonds are more sensitive to interest rate changes. So, bond with no longer repayments periods experience bigger price changes when interest rates move. And a simple example is a 20-year back are riskier than a 2-year bond because investors wait longer to get their money back. And the number 5 is current yield and yield to maturity. Current yield measures income only while yield to maturity measures total return. So this means current yield only looks at yearly interest income, and yield to maturity includes interest payments, bond prices changes, and the final payment at maturity. And the last is financial calculators help solve problems faster. Financial calculators make bond pricings and YTM calculators easier. So this means bond computation can be long and complicated if done manually. Financial calculators help solve bonds prices, present values, and YTM quickly and accurately. And in summary, bond pricing and yields help investors understand the value and profitability of bonds. Interest rates greatly affect bond prices, and tools like financial calculators makes computations easier and faster. That's all.